Hello everyone and welcome to the PCSS Connection. I'm your host Buddy Pearson, the Communications and Marketing Supervisor here for Putnam County Schools. You know, the month of February has been designated Career and Technical Education Month. That's right. ICEV recently recognized the Career and Technical Education program at Putnam County Schools for having the 100,000th certification earner. Serving almost 12,000 students across 21 schools, PCSS has long been recognized as a leader in promoting equitable access to CTE programs and career opportunities. At Cookeville, Upperman, Monterey High Schools, as well as the Vital School, CTE courses are aligned to relevant industry certifications that will help earners begin successful careers. Now, having the 100,000th earner demonstrates the significant role certifications play in ensuring students in Putnam County are prepared for their careers. Monterey High student Anderson Jigwan was actually the 100,000th earner, receiving a Center for Financial Responsibility Personal Financial Literacy certification, which is a Tier 2 certification approved by the state of Tennessee. In the previous school year alone, Putnam County Schools certified more than 1,500 students, including 374 through the ICEV testing platform. And joining us now is Dale Carver, who is a welding teacher at Cookeville High School and one of the reasons for the CTE success in Putnam County. And Dale, welcome to the PCSS Connection.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So how long have you been at Cookeville High School?
Just since August of 2023.
Okay.
So just a few months.
Just a few months.
Yeah.
Well, what brought you to Cookeville High?
So I'd been in manufacturing for 24 years and had a lot of welding knowledge and quality knowledge. And I just, my last few years I've been training, and I really enjoyed training people for the work in manufacturing. And when this position opened up, I just moved to Cookeville. And I was like, that sounds like something I would like to do. So
right up your alley.
Yeah, right up my alley. And it kept me from driving an hour a day back and forth to work.
Okay.
And I really am enjoying teaching, and it is something that I have passion to do.
So you're in your first year teaching welding at Cookeville High School. So what does the average class look like? Walk us through kind of when the students come in, what do you do?
Okay. So we do have 4 different levels.
Okay.
Welding 1 through welding 4 right now. Mm-hmm. We do, in welding 1, we do manufacturing, learn about the basics of manufacturing, the basics of welding. Mm-hmm. Just mainly an intro class.
Sure.
Because they are mainly freshmen, so we want to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
And that's why we talked about the virtual welders before.
Mm-hmm.
The virtual welders come in handy. I can show them more without all the issues that someone not knowing what to do could run into. Mm-hmm. Your second and third year students, they're starting to learn more than just intro and learning more processes. And then my fourth year students, which I don't have many this year, but I'm hoping to build the program up from ground up to where I will have a lot of fourth year students. They are going to be able to weld fluently in all processes, and I keep telling them, and I mean this, they would be able to teach my welding 1 students.
Really?
That's how I am trying to build the program.
Yeah.
That they're ready to go out in the job market and get a good welding job, or go to TCAT or a welding school or technical school and do well in it.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads me to my next question. So what's the next step? They graduate from Cookeville High. They've been in the welding program for 3 or 4 years. Then do they go on to TCAT, or can they immediately get a job when they get out of high school?
So they can go on to TCAT. They do get credits at the high school level.
Okay.
They can go on there and finish out their certification process. If they choose not to, they can choose a different technical route or even college. Uh-huh. If they choose the job market, they would be ready to hit the job market and test and get a good welding job.
Yeah. Now, how did you get started in welding?
So I got started in welding when I started at the manufacturing plant I was at for 24 years. I worked on the floor for quite a while, and I was watching the guys weld, and I was just getting excited.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to weld. So
that looks like some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the welders had been there 30, 40 years, so it was hard to get a job.
Hard to break in.
So when I finally got one, it really I had passion for welding. And then a guy had talked to me that I call a friend today about being a weld inspector.
Okay.
He's like, I think you'd be a good weld inspector. So I moved to the QA side of things, and I did become a weld inspector.
Nice.
So that's how I got my training and knowledge, and went to school to get everything I needed for certifications, and have really enjoyed it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, what is the job market like today for welders?
Okay. It is really struggling for welders right now.
Really? So there's a need?
There is a big need for welders. I know we were struggling to get welders. We were, even when I left, and that was my job, a lot of it was helping people come in off the street that wanted to weld but didn't necessarily have a lot of knowledge in welding, and we trained them and got them in there, and they actually done good work for us.
Yeah.
So it does take practice, and that's what I tell my students: practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
And I'll show them what they need to learn, and then just practice from there.
So you went from the building, the business sector to the school atmosphere. What was it like making that change from going to a job every day to now going to the high school every day?
High school, yeah. So one thing I do tell people, there is one big difference, and it's no disrespect to the high school students. It's just at the level I was at in manufacturing, they were coming in and needing that job. They had to perform to get a job.
Yeah.
Where at this level, with the high school level, that I enjoy even more is teaching them to be able to go get that job.
Yeah.
And they should be able to go into manufacturing and not have trouble getting a welding job, and showing that they have the ability to do it.
Now, how many students do you have in your classes?
So I range from 15 to 25 per class, and I have 7 classes.
7 classes from 15 to 25.
Correct.
So well over 100 students.
I'm right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just shy over 100 there.
That's a lot of students.
Yep. So, but I enjoy it, and there's different levels. That's one challenge I do have. There's different levels of students, and some have parents that weld, and they know a little bit more than the ones that's just coming in wanting to see what it's like and what's going on. So there is a little bit of level of difficulty in teaching some days. Like, I need you to be where this one's at, but we just have to train them up. We have to get them there, and we try to all do it at the same time.
Yeah. Now, would you have liked to have had a welding class in high school when you were in high school?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably had shop, but I mean, you probably couldn't weld in shop. Yeah.
There was not much welding going on in high school. There was a shop class. They did have an old stick welder, and but yeah, there was not a welding shop. But yes, I would have been glad to taken that and got off and running and welding.
Yeah. Now, where are you from originally?
Lebanon.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you go to Lebanon High School?
I did go to Lebanon High School.
We'll try not to hold that against you.
I understand.
He's a Blue Devil. It's okay.
That's right.
He's a Cavalier now. Cavalier
That's right.
now. We've conformed him.
You did convert me. But yeah, I did graduate in '98. So the high school that I attended and graduated in is no longer the high school.
Exactly.
There.
Now it's a nice, shiny new high school, not like the old high school there in Lebanon. Dale Carver, who teaches welding at Cookeville High School, with us here, and I know you brought a couple of students. If you had any advice for students who were thinking about getting into welding, or kind of on the fence, what's something that you would tell them?
So one thing is, and I actually have been told by some students that come into welding, they was like, I'm just not sure that I want to do welding.
Yeah.
I don't. It seems like maybe I'm something kind of interested in, whatnot. I just suggest, if you're interested in it, try it at this level.
Sure, why not?
And if you take it the first year and you're just like, this is just not for me, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's what we want. If you are interested, then spend 4 years with me, and come out of high school, be ready to go into the job market with welding.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
Well, appreciate all you do, and I know it's obvious that you love your job and love what you're doing, so thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And joining us now is one of the Cookeville High students in Dale Carver's CTE. Well, we say CTE, but it's a welding class. It's part of the CTE program. And what is your name?
Daniel Jennings.
Daniel Jennings. And what year are you in school?
This is my senior year of high school.
Okay. So as welding, this is the first year of welding, or have you been doing it for a while?
This is my 3rd year in the program for my high school time, so I've been in it quite a while.
Yeah, how do you like it?
It's a great program. I mean, we've got a great teacher this year, and I'm learning a lot, so I enjoy it.
So what are you looking forward to when you graduate?
Well, I'm planning on going to TCAT for welding to
Okay.
to pursue a career in welding. I'm looking forward to that. Getting out, getting on the job experience. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So what got you interested in welding to begin with?
My sophomore year of high school, there was this new teacher that came in, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life at this point. I mean, I was bounced between going into forestry agency or something like that, and I was like, I need something that I can maybe throw in there as well.
Sure.
And that was welding for me. So
Awesome.
I just threw it in there with the mix, and I got into it and enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now you're getting pretty close to graduation. I mean, it's only just, a couple of months away? Yeah.
May 18th for me.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm ready for that freedom to decide and go where I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on going to TCAT. I know that's got to be exciting
Mm-hmm.
too. And then when you, after getting your degree from TCAT, what would be like your ideal job, your ideal situation?
Ideal job, moving around, going contract welding it's where the money's at in welding.
Mhm.
It's a good career to get into. You get to go, see the world. You can go anywhere you want with that.
Mhm.
And you get paid a good amount for it. So that's my dream career there, is going to contract welding. I may not get there instantly in my
Yeah.
career, but, getting down there at the end of the road,
Start making some good money.
start making some good money,
Yeah.
get to see some places. That'd be nice.
All right, Daniel, thanks for being with us. And we got another one of Dale Carver's welding students here. What is your name?
Cooper Bruner.
Cooper. And what year are you in school?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been in the welding program?
This is actually my first year.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
So what prompted you to want to be in the welding program?
I take the coding class
Mhm.
at the high school, and so I was kind of familiar with CTE classes. And then a bunch of my friends were in welding, and I just kind of wanted to learn it, so
Yeah.
tried it out.
So how's it been?
The teacher, he's all right, I guess. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Is it something you think you want to continue to do?
I don't know if I'd go into a full career on it.
Right.
I'm more looking at Air Force and college side of
Okay.
everything like that. But it's definitely a good trade to have it on the back burner in case I absolutely needed it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the certification side of it, that's another part of it, is always having those certifications as a fallback,
Right.
So
Yeah, I think you make a very good point that just because you're taking the welding class, that doesn't mean that's going to be your end all be all whenever you graduate. But at the same time, like you said, that's a good trade to learn.
Right.
And even if you need to weld, you're at home, you've got
Yeah.
some stuff going on. I mean, you look at all the possibilities that you can use with it.
yeah.
Yeah. What's some of the things that you really like about it?
Honestly, it's kind of cliche, but the environment.
Mhm.
Mr. Carver's, if you need him, he's there like that. And if you want to learn something, he will learn you. You
Yeah.
know, he'll teach you really good. Just the different processes. You're like, hey, can you, if we get a chance, can you come teach me? And he'll make it to where you can learn it, and you can, you can really grasp at how big of a market it is just by learning the different processes and learning what you can do with the different skills that you learn in his class. And he makes it super easy for you to learn all that.
Awesome. And you're going to take the class again next year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Cooper, good luck to you, man. It's
Appreciate
great
it.
to have you on the show, and I know Mr. Carver's over here. He's just grinning ear to ear, proud of his students, and I can see why, because you and Daniel, you seem to be very intelligent young men. You enjoy what you're doing, and you kind of got a game plan about what's going on.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations.
Appreciate it.
All right. And joining us now, anybody who knows or has been around Sycamore Elementary School, you know who this person is. It's Tracy Nabors. She's the principal at Sycamore Elementary. And Tracy, welcome to the PCSS
Thank you.
Connection.
I appreciate you having me here.
So big news coming out last week. Sycamore Elementary is a reward school, and wow, what a congratulations.
Yes.
How excited does that make you?
It was a great honor to receive that award, and we were thrilled at the hard work and everything that we'd done. We saw that it paid off, and all of our teachers, faculty, staff, everyone worked hard for that.
Now, what goes into making a reward school?
Well, they base it off your test scores and your achievement and growth. And the students take the TCAP test in the spring, and based off of that and how well you did in achievement and then how much growth they made from one year to the next, all of that goes into a formula that's never been seen
Yeah.
that I know of.
They figured it
And-
out somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you made the growth and the achievement that they expected, then you meet that achievement of reward school.
Wow, that's awesome. And now, is this the first time that Sycamore's been a reward school?
It is that I'm aware of.
Wow.
So
So that is remarkable.
yeah, we're very excited. We planned a party.
Yeah.
Today we've been planning a party to celebrate and let the kids have some fun.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, why not celebrate, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big accomplishment. Has this been something that's been on your radar that you've been talking to your teachers about? You know?
It has been. We have missed the mark just barely from years to year, and
Yeah.
then, we had years where we didn't even come close. So to get there finally was very rewarding and exciting.
Now, how long have you been at Sycamore Elementary?
12 years.
12 years. Well, let's talk about your background there in education. How long have you been in education in Putnam County?
This is my 34th year.
You started when you were
And
12.
I started when I was 12, that's right. Thank you. I started at Sycamore,
Okay.
kindergarten through 6th grade. Mr. Maynard was my principal.
Wow.
And then I graduated from Upperman High School.
Mm-hmm.
The little fun fact is I've been an administrator in both of those buildings.
Really?
hmm
Wow.
So it's now Cornerstone Elementary.
Yeah.
But that's where I graduated high school, so it's special to me. I love this county. I think we've got a great school system.
Mm-hmm.
All of our schools deserve reward school status, in my opinion.
Really? Yeah.
We all work so hard, and it's really a good time to be in Putnam County right now.
Yeah. So you grew up in Putnam County.
Yes, sir.
Did you know you wanted to go into education? I mean, were you one of those that put your stuffed animals on the bed and taught them and wanted to be a teacher?
I did that, yes, but I also thought I wanted to go into communications, which I was just
hey, all
telling you
right,
before
yeah.
then that it's not really my cup of tea now. But I knew I wanted to be a teacher from a very young age, and I've not regretted it. I love my career, and I love what it's brought to me, and the friendships and the people that I've met along the way, and all the kiddos.
Yeah.
So
Where did you go to college in?
at Tennessee Tech.
So you've stayed at home.
Everything right here in
Yeah.
Putnam
Have you ever
County.
been out of Putnam County?
I have never lived out of Putnam. Well, I take that back. I did when I was younger.
Okay.
But since I've been married, I've not lived here all my married life and grown-up life, really, pretty much. So,
Yeah. Well, tell us about your family.
well, I have two brothers. Very proud of them, medical doctors. And then, of course, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, but my mom's still here in Putnam. And then I have two beautiful daughters and a super precious grandson. So he's just the love of our life. And then, of course, I have Jeff, my
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
And we've been married 35 years.
Wow.
So, and we live in the same house, so we've been pretty much grounded here, both of us, all of our lives.
Yeah. Well, you've seen growth in the county. You've seen what that looks like. Where do you see, I mean, we probably haven't seen an influx of growth like we've have in the last 5 years. From a principal perspective at Sycamore, I mean, can you have more kids? Are you bursting at the seams? What do you see as far as growth?
Well, I know the school system has grown a lot, and several of our schools are pretty much, full.
Yeah.
We had to freeze our enrollment a couple of times in the last 5 years. This year we were allowed to do the lottery, but we had to add a kindergarten class too. So it's our little building is small,
Yeah.
and we don't have any other rooms to make into a classroom. So we can only grow just a little bit more. But yes, I've seen a lot of growth in the school system. Added several schools since I've been in my career,
Yeah.
and new high schools and stuff. So Putnam County is very fortunate to have the great school system that we do have.
Yeah, for sure. Been at Sycamore for 12 years as the principal. What do you see now as far as new teachers coming in? Are they different than they were 12 years ago?
I think that we do better as far as the things that we know we need to work on.
Yeah.
We are focused a little bit more, maybe, just on standards and skills. New teachers coming in are always going to be new teachers, and they do a really good job. But we've all got things we can learn.
Sure.
So when we know better, we do better.
Yeah.
And I know in Putnam County we are really focusing on just drilling down to the exact skill and the exact standard that each and every student has and a little deficit in, and work on that to help them grow in that area. So that's something that's different than when I started.
Yeah. Now, when you're looking at hiring new teachers, what is something that you look for in a young teacher?
Sycamore is special. We've got a unique personality. We are family, and we just get along really well. Everyone works hard for the students, and I know every school feels that way about their school.
Yeah.
But we want somebody that's going to fit into the culture of our building. You can help people learn how to teach and be better. You can't teach people to be kind and, just easygoing and part of a family like we are. So we look for someone who is willing to learn and someone that's willing to be a part of a team.
Yeah.
So
obviously those
we've had a
those
lot of
great
good
traits.
candidates. Yeah, a lot of good candidates too. It's hard to pick.
Yeah.
It really is.
And that's
So,
good because, I think the county is really becoming more competitive when it comes to attracting new teachers and that kind of thing. And that's what Mr. King wants to do. Yeah.
I know that is his goal. So, we have a lot of great candidates coming out of Tennessee Tech. They get to come into the building and do their student residency. We always have 3 or 4 in our building, and we have hired some of those candidates in the past.
Yeah.
So,
Well, say there's a student that's in education right now and they're, looking to get a job in a year or so. What would be some advice that you would give them, fresh into teaching? I mean, you've been in the system for a long time, 34 years. You've got a lot of experience from a teacher perspective and from an administrative perspective. What kind of advice would you give somebody who wants to go into the teaching profession?
I would advise them to go and shadow someone if they can, to really get into those programs like SAC, the LEAPS program, if they have an opportunity to do that. I think it's always good to visit and shadow in a career you think you might be interested in, just to give you a little small, taste of what it might be like.
Sure.
And then for new teachers, get out into the classrooms of other teachers in the building, because that's the best learning, that
Yeah.
you can really learn from one another.
Yeah, that is good. Do you encourage your teachers to mentor each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And when we see someone struggling in an area that, they need a little help in, we advise them to go watch someone who's strong in that area. And that's always better than me just sitting here telling you.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, in the past we've had some teachers that have observed one of their peers that teaches the same grade and has the same kids, and it's eye-opening to see how one teacher will, interact and how the kids respond to her versus you.
Right.
And you can learn
Yeah.
like that. So it's a good tool to use in learning from others.
So having been at Sycamore 12 years now, you've probably seen students come through Sycamore, stay in the system, and graduate now. And what's that like to see them when they come in as a kindergartner or first grader,
Well-
and now they're graduating?
Oh, well, they're not just graduating, they're having babies.
Yes.
And now I have their babies.
Yeah.
So, yes, I've gone for full circle.
Yeah.
Young ladies that I have taught are now teachers in the system. And so, you recognize that at an early age, I think.
Yeah.
And they've got that special, gift or talent that they want to help others, and you can recognize that. And that's what a teacher is.
Yeah.
Someone that wants to help people be better.
Yeah, exactly. So as the principal, what kind of disciplinary things do you have in place? Do you see there being a lot more disciplinary issues now than what there have been in the past?
As far as discipline, we use a school-wide approach. And at the beginning of every year, we teach our rules, our expectations.
Yeah.
The students rotate in the building and go through each station and learn about that. And for some, it's very repetitive from year to year, but we are very, as far as structured in that.
Yeah.
And so students know that this is what we expect. As far as seeing different behaviors, yes, we do. We see some behaviors that have resulted as the COVID being shut down. Just students are less eager to speak out and maybe, participate at
Yeah.
times. But for overall, in general, I think kids are kids.
Yeah.
So.
Is there a lot of issues with cell phones in elementary schools? Because there is in high school and even now some middle school, but so not yet in the elementary schools.
No,
Thank
we do
goodness.
not have
Yes.
that as an issue. If a student has a cell phone,
Yeah.
like if they use it on the bus,
Right.
maybe to play games or whatever, they're not allowed to get it out during the day, and we just don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So they're spent with going to specials and recess, and working from
Yeah. Time they
7:40.
get there, yeah.
So they don't really have time to have a cell phone out. So we don't have that problem.
Well, speaking of time, what does Tracy Nabors do when you're not at Sycamore? What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not in school?
Number one is my little grandson.
Yeah.
he's just the joy of my life, and I enjoy spending time with him. And I'm a big family person,
Yeah.
so family's very important to me. And then I enjoy hobbies like crafting, and I write
Okay.
some. Yeah,
Yeah, because you thought about communications.
I've
Right.
got a couple of books I've written, and
Oh, that's awesome.
that's something that I'm exploring right now, and
Yeah.
I really am interested in that. And I've taken a few courses through college to write, and that's something I'd like to do maybe later on.
Well, now, what kind of books? Tell us a little bit about some of that.
Children's books.
Children's books? Oh, awesome.
And I'd like to take that as far as little Judd's concerned, and kind of follow him.
Yeah.
And, and write to his age group.
Oh, that'd be great.
As he grows up.
Yeah.
And other grandchildren, too.
Yeah, what a great idea. Awesome. Well, Sycamore, a reward school, that's exciting. You've been there 12 years as the principal. If you could look in your crystal ball and look at what education looks like maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, what do you think that's going to look? Is it going to be totally different? Is it going to be more of the same? What do you think?
I think we're moving in the right direction, and that even in the near future, we will possibly even have like individual education plans for every student.
Oh, wow.
And have it written out.
Yeah.
We do that anyway, basically, with our data teams, and just looking at every student that way, and focusing on what their deficit is. So I think we'll keep moving in that direction. Lots of technology will be new, I'm sure. We've added a new screen, a laser screen and projector,
Yeah.
that's coming at Sycamore this year, because ours was torn up. So we went ahead, and it's expensive, but those kind of things last a long time
Yeah.
once you spend that money. So we use some school improvement funds for that. So I think we'll see a lot in technology, and we may even see more families wanting to do remote learning with the technology the way it is. So that would be something I could see in the near future that would grow.
Okay.
I know Sam Brooks and the Vital program
Yeah,
are
it's-
just huge. So
Yeah, right.
I think we might see that grow even more.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Tracy Nabors with us here on the PCSS Connection, the principal of a reward school, one of 6 in Putnam County. First time for Sycamore. Congratulations
Thank you.
again. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for your dedication to Putnam County schools. You're a lifer here in Putnam
I
County.
am.
Yeah.
And this is home.
Yeah.
So I've been here.
Deep roots.
Right. Moved here when I was 4, I think. So, and my mom still lives in the house that my parents built when we moved here.
Really. That's
So,
awesome.
yes, I'm definitely a resident of Putnam County. So,
Well, thanks for being with us.
thank you for having me. I
Oh, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
This is great. And that's going to do it for this week for the PCSS Connection. For Tracy Nabors, our guest, I'm Buddy Pearson. God bless. We'll see you next week.